10 years ago, a couple were walking in England and they got attacked for no other reason than being goth. Remembering Sophie Lancaster today on Tofer's Take. So do a little research on Sophie Lancaster, and you'll find, the story, maybe a bit of an elongated story, of what I just said. But you see, the reason they were attacked, the reason they were bullied, was because they dressed differently, because they were goth. And I just wanted to take a few minutes and share some of my story with that, kind of as a tribute to her. Now, I never met her, like I said, she was over in England. But I want to share some of the stories about when I was bullied for, being different. And it goes back to my childhood. Like, I have older brothers, so I always wore his hand-me-downs, the stuff that he grew out of, and always had, not raggedy or old clothes, but never had the cool shoes. Never wore the Nikes, always wore the Kmart brand. And yeah, that kind of led to some, people teasing me and bullying on me, but it never got violent. It never got physical. And through that, I think I developed a tough skin. So when, I did go into the goth scene, I was already used to it. I was already used to people's comments. And at one point, I just brushed them off. It didn't bother me. It didn't affect me. And then I grew up. And so did a lot of people, I know and hang out with. And it seems as I got older, people didn't mess with me. Those comments stopped. And sometime along the same line, when those comments stopped, or when they were near stopping, I started joking right back with them, Somebody'd be like, hey, it's not Halloween. And I'd be like, really? Why are you dressed up? And then I used humor as a way to kind of break that bridge, where they wanted to say Snyder Mark. Well, I kind of, played it off like it was no big deal, like it didn't, really bother me. And for the most part, it never really did bother me. Now, I know my story is not unique. I know there are people who, get bullied and it does get, violent. And I know there are people who can just brush it off. But another thing, that I have learned, through being teased or picked on is there's a difference. If somebody's just making an honest joke or teasing you, just to be funny, that's one thing. If they are threatening violence solely because you're different, you need to do something about that. You need to get the authorities involved or, defend yourself or do something. And then I know bullying goes on, everything. I mean, earlier this week, a couple of my friends got picked on or bullied just because they're vegan. And so I know it goes on and I know it's out there, and I know there's been a lot of news and media, stop bullying and all this, One thing I've learned is that you are judged, by the quality of your character. Twice that I know of, I had to fight my own battles because the people who knew me, was hanging out with, stepped up and said, hey, you best think before you speak bad about that guy. And, most recent was, I usually do some reading and stuff at a restaurant and bar, and as I walked by, one of the patrons commented on my hat, and I didn't hear what he said. I think he said something like, what's the deal with that weirdo in the hat, And the bartender looks at him, he's like, you know, if you're gonna talk about that guy like that, I'm cutting you off. And they got into this like debate, not really an argument, but she knew my character well enough. You know, knew the kind of man that I was, and she's like, hey, you don't talk about that guy like that. And I don't mean that as a brag. I mean that as we all need a friend like that. And I am lucky that I've had multiple in my life. You know, so do I still get bullied? Or do I still get picked on? No. I mean, going into a new church, you know, looking the way I do, yeah, I'm going to get some weird looks, okay? But it comes with the territory. You know, you can't have a pink and purple mohawk without, you know, people looking at you. And you cannot say, well, they're picking on me because I have a purple and pink mohawk. That might be true, you know, but you do have a purple and pink mohawk, okay? Yeah, people are going to point and, you know, look at it. Because it's not normal for people to have a purple and pink mohawk. You know, so my advice is, if you need to get the authorities involved or defend yourself, do so. Learn that people will look at you, you know, and learn how to engage them. Learn how to talk to them, you know. Like, one of my friends even said, well, somebody I just met said, aren't you a little old to be goth? I'm like, that makes no sense. Aren't you a little old to be a sports fan, or aren't you a little old to be a biker? No, it's the equivalent of saying something like that. You know, and they're like, oh, man, I never thought of it like that, you know? And we got on this conversation, you know, about, well, you don't see too many old goths. Well, no, you don't. But, you know, they've learned to adapt and to blend in. You know, that guy who wears black, you know, dark clothes at the bank may be a goth. You know, you just don't realize it. So learn to engage people. You know, learn to talk to them. And for those people who are bullying others, grow up. You know. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a few about that. I know I kind of rambled on some, but I hope you guys enjoyed this today. Peace. Hey, I'm back already. No, I just had a story I wanted to share. One more story. 2 years ago at my birthday party, one of my friend's daughters. I usually do, like, you know, that Dress the Tofer challenge, and nobody really picks up on that, you know? Nobody ever really tries. I guess they don't think they can outdress me, but one of my friend's daughters, you know, tried to out-goth me. So she had, you know, some black eyeliner on, you know, some lipstick, and her mom said something to one of my friends that kind of stuck with me. And now, I didn't hear this conversation, so you're getting it secondhand. But she said, you know, I've gotten so many looks. You know, and so has my daughter, for, you know, but I've gotten looks as well for her dressing like that. And I didn't realize that that's what, you know, you guys went through. You know, you guys went through sometimes. And the person she was talking to was a goth. And she's like, man, that kind of was a real eye-opener for me. So if you're watching this and you're not a goth, I want to throw that challenge out there for you. Dress goth for a day, like legitimately, you know, get the eyeliner, the makeup, you know, do some research, put on a Cure shirt even if you want, you know. But see how differently people treat you, you know. Understand, you know, a little of what the other side goes through before you judge. You know, before you know, make a comment about them. Try to understand what they go through. Anyway, guys, this time I promise I'm done. Peace.